There was a woman named Mrs. Jones who owned a big daycare center. She was a mean and uncaring person. Her cold eyes showed no kindness. All the workers were afraid of her. The children dreaded when she came around. Mrs. Jones was very rude and cruel. She was especially mean to the younger children and those with disabilities. She made fun of them when they struggled or cried. Seeing them in pain seemed to make her happy. She would withhold snacks and nap time from the little ones, and then laugh when they got upset. There was a young worker named Emily who felt bad for the poor treatment of the kids. She vowed to help them however she could. One day, Emily secretly recorded videos of Mrs. Jones's cruelty. She then gave the recordings to the authorities. The police came and arrested Mrs. Jones. She went to jail for her horrific abuse of the innocent children. While in prison, Mrs. Jones lied that her bitterness came from losing her own family tragically. After serving her sentence, Mrs. Jones was released. But instead of changing her ways, she did something even more despicable. She took her ill-gotten money and paid some shady people to help her. Together they went to a poor remote village. Mrs. Jones pretended to be a kind soul, offering free childcare services. The villagers were so grateful for her generosity. Once they trusted her, she opened a big facility, luring young mothers with promises of compensation if they left their children there. But it was all a lie to exploit the villagers. Mrs. Jones was actually selling the children to wealthy buyers across the region. She made huge profits from her vile operation over many months. Eventually, the cries of the stolen children overwhelmed Mrs. Jones's conscience. One night in the rain, she finally confessed her crimes to the police out of guilt and fear. The authorities raided the facility, arresting Mrs. Jones and her human trafficking accomplices. They were all put away for a very long time.